Hi, Tony.
Hello.
Yeah, so crop diversification. So if you look around here, I've seen you, the last time I was here, you are doing onions and accidental coriander. Now today it's a bit different. You've
Yes.
done capsicum, you've done tomato, you've done onion still. And then something more interesting is that I saw you said that the tomatoes were a pilot project. And now you've gone ahead to proceed and plant a few acres of the same. So Tony, I want to understand the thought process behind diversification of your crop in your farm. Yes.
Thank you, and welcome back. At the moment actually we have onions as the major crop in our farm.
Yes.
And then we have capsicum, and then we have tomatoes.
Yes.
And then actually we've, as you said, we've planted some more tomatoes and more capsicum. And I still got a place that I have coriander, actually. Yes. It's not still in the soil.
Yes.
Yeah, so number one, farming, I've come to realize there is something called sustainability.
Yes.
Yeah, and that comes with some experience. You come to understand that, you can, for the purposes of cash flow, yeah, like every time I don't have to, because onions, what happens with onions is that it will take about 4 months before I get anything in return. Yeah, and that's quite a risk, you see. And I thought of I have this big farm, I can have some other crops within that farm that can manage the big farm.
Yes.
You see.
Yes.
So that not every time that onions needs money,
yes,
that I have to go to the pocket.
Back to the pocket, yes.
So that I can get something. And that's the reason why actually I started with just a portion of capsicum over here,
yes,
not just a little bit of some few pieces. And then I got some tomatoes, and actually I've learned so much. Yes. Okay. And I did want to go big, the first time, because I didn't have a lot of information. So I decided to go just a little bit of a portion that I can manage. And right now, actually, even I get so many calls, people wanting to know if I have capsicum, if I have tomatoes, if I have dania, coriander. And that was more of a strategy, to let people know that there is a farm in this place, and there is a person doing tomato farming.
Yes.
Right now, actually, on a daily basis, I get about 10 calls about people needing tomatoes.
Yes.
Yes. And if I didn't do a small portion,
yes,
then they couldn't know if there's a farm in such a place and this person is doing that.
Yes.
And so it's good even for the people at the market to know that there is a farm in Kisaju.
Yes.
Of this particular person doing this particular crop. So number one is for the purpose of cash flow, and then also it will, you use those people to understand the market. When they come over here, some of them become your friends. They can share those details with you. Yeah, this particular crop is going at this price. The onions are going at this price. And I came to realize, actually, if you have capsicum, and you remember the other time I had coriander, a very big portion. Yes. And it was challenging because it was very accidental. Yes. And I didn't do a lot of research, I can say that. And things didn't turn out the way I thought, because I didn't do my research. But right now I've come to realize that if you have capsicum, capsicum goes together with coriander. So I can, if I have this capsicum over here and I have just the same portion I had, for the coriander, I wouldn't have problem selling it.
Yes.
Because when these guys are coming to take, and then are coming to take capsicum, they'll take coriander.
So the people that buy capsicum are the same people who buy coriander.
Yes.
So they'll come and buy them
together. And they will tell you, I don't want to come to your farm, buy capsicum, and then go to another place, buy tomatoes, and go to another place. I would rather have one person that I can get all those things at the same place.
And so you end up becoming a one-stop shop.
Yes. And I thought, maybe, sometimes you look at them, ni wamama wetu usiwadharau. They are very key.
Yes.
Yeah, tupandie dania. So that when I come to get capsicum, I can get dania too.
Yes.
And that, you know, I came to realize that, and actually right now I have a place with coriander, and I'm very confident right now.
Yes.
Because I know I have a market.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
You've mastered production.
Yes.
Now the market was a challenge. Now you've found your way.
Yes.
Through the market.
Yes,
and these are things you can only learn when you're doing
practically,
it
yes,
on the ground.
when you're doing it.
Now
exactly.
the other thing, Tony, is regarding the piloting. Yeah. So I think it is quite important to note that even though you had done different crops, you had done onions, you had done coriander, you still found it important to pilot tomatoes.
Yes.
Eh?
Yeah, so it's good. You know, like tomatoes is a very delicate crop. It's not like onions.
Yeah.
This one, you have to be very careful with them. And
you
also,
don't wake up one morning and just plant.
No. You know, you don't do that, especially with tomatoes, coriander, and that is the mistake that I did the other time.
Yes.
Because they mature too fast. You know, it's not like onions that I can keep them like the ones that you've seen in the store there.
So, for example, in this crop now, how old is it?
This one is about, actually, I transplanted this one on, I think, July. So we've been harvesting it for almost 2 months, about 2 months or something.
Yes.
And this portion you see over here, it's 15 beds. 15 beds. You know, when I'm talking about the bed, I'm talking about this portion.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a bed, about 25 meters long. 25
and
meters. 15 of them have been averaging about 800 kilograms on weekly basis.
Wow.
So
800 kgs every week.
800 kgs per week.
Yes.
And the capsicum that you've seen there, we've been averaging about 600 kgs on weekly basis.
Wow.
So you know, once you master that, and then you take care of your crop.
Yes.
Yeah. And also for the farming, even for the tomatoes, there is something, actually, I had with somebody I call a mentor yesterday, and we were having a discussion. I realized that, you know, doing what we have seen over here, the staking, is too expensive.
Yes.
At times you do your math, they are not mathing, they are not coming up very well.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, you know, what if I was asking him, what if because these tomatoes, we have something we call determinant and non-determinant. So determinant tomatoes are tomatoes that can grow very tall.
Yes.
Yeah, that because they can come up to this point, to the point of, you know, unazifunga mpaka huku juu. All right. So, but determinant are tomatoes that are not, they don't grow very tall.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, what if, because I've seen it being done in Europe, I know I'm supposed to, what if I do them without staking? And I harvest like 3-4 times.
Yes. And
I'll be good. And I actually, for these tomatoes over here, I'm not planning to do the staking.
Yes.
And it's out of experience and trying to understand the math of, you know, because it's not just farming, it's something, you know, it's business.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I've decided, actually, I'm not going to do staking over here.
The reason why you guys stake is to prolong the
prolong the production.
So if you do the math, staking,
I came to realize that, well, I do the staking, it will depend with the variety. But the variety that can come up to this height, most of them are they get affected with the diseases. Their skin, skin tomato, the tomato of the skin is very thin, and the customers don't like that.
Yes.
They want something that can stay even for a week. And the variety that we have over here, it's Big Rock. It doesn't grow very tall. Yeah. And I was asking myself, so what is the need of me staking and then harvesting it for probably 2 months? And I can do it without staking and harvest maybe within a month, about 4 times.
Yes.
I get back my money probably in the first harvest. And then the 3 harvest, I make money. And I decided, well, I'm going to try it. The same way I didn't try this, I'm going to try without staking and see what is going to happen.
Wow.
Yes.
That's interesting because you would think staking is how it's done, but then again, even because of the scale, it makes sense because you would need a lot of
pods. It needs actually the cost of just doing the staking at this particular part is too expensive. So I thought, well, I'm gonna try without the staking.
Yes. And
see how it's going to happen.
Now, Tony, even with the diversification, do you think it is important for a farm to be known for something? Because I've heard you mention that you're known for, this is an onion farm. but you've diversified them. Is it that important for a farmer to be known for something?
Yeah, I mean it's good, but also in farming, like what we're doing over here, we're doing tomatoes.
Yes.
I mean onions. Onions, au picky onions peke yake.
Yes.
They
yes.
go with some other things.
Yes.
And that's why you bring the aspect of vegetable farming.
Yes.
The same way you find somebody in animal production.
Yes.
You get them they have chicken, they have cows, they have goats, they have
Yes.
sheep. You know, it's within the same umbrella, but then you have some
So you
other.
become a horticulture
Yes,
farm.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're known as somebody. If somebody needs a goat, they come to your farm.
Yes.
If they need a goat and a sheep, they come to your farm.
But you have to start somewhere.
Yes, of course you have to start from a place as
Yes.
you grow. Yes, you know, gradually. So I thought, you know, and it's very good actually for cash flow. You
Yes.
see this kuma wiki, I mean the spinach that we see over here.
Yes.
If I decide to harvest, I'll get about 1,000 shillings over here, and I'll pay 2 people at the farm.
True.
You know, rather than going to the pocket each and every time our people at the farm. You know, these are some of the things that can help you, you know, manage the farm. Yes.
Now, Tony, even in your diversification journey, I've seen you maintained local consumption. Nothing here is done with the purpose of export. Is that on purpose?
I mean, you know, when you get into farming, I said it's something that you grow gradually.
Yes.
You know, with the time, you know, as you get into these spaces, you start interacting with the people, and as time goes by, you know, you get introduced with something. You know, maybe a farmer like you, they come to the farm and tell you, maybe you can do this particular crop.
Yes.
And maybe you can make a little bit of more money.
And here is the market.
Yes. So, and the market is here.
Yes.
So you have to start. You have to start from a point, and then you keep growing a little bit. You know, we see what we can do locally,
Yes.
even as you know, as time goes by, you never know.
Continue sharpening the
Yes,
skills.
you continue learning. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're doing over here. So
Yes.
this is the new tomatoes that I was talking about, and then on the other side we have capsicum.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite a number of pieces, about 6,000 plus.
Yes.
And also there's also another thing I would like to mention. You know, most of the people those people that are doing farming in Kajiado, you know, most of the farmer are under lease. So you have to make sure that you utilize your farm very well.
Yes.
And those are some of the things that we are improving each and every day at our farm.
Yes.
Because when the plumbing was done in the first farm, the one over here and the other on the other side,
Yes.
you know, we have some places where easy barabara za kutembea easy.
Yeah.
Some of them are very big. And that's even space, that is space that you could have planted something over there.
Yes. Yes.
So right now,
money.
you
Yes.
see what we have done here, it's quite different with what we have down there.
Yes.
It's very systematic. You can see that bed, very systematic. And, you know, because production is the key. How much can you produce per acre? Yeah, because, you know, we plant an acre and it starts with the setup. Yeah, and that will start making the difference. You know, you get somebody getting 20,000 kgs per acre.
Yes.
And another one is getting 5,000.
Yes.
Yeah. So those nitty-gritties are very, very important. And that's why you see what we've done
So
over here.
productivity
Yes.
has to be your
Yes, and
maximum.
on production.
Wow.
Yes.
But these are something you grow into.
Yeah, you have to learn each every day. You know,
Yes.
you come to your farm and see what can I do to improve? What can I do to increase the production? Yes.
So how generally with the tomatoes and the capsicums, how would you, in general terms, say about the cost of producing the tomatoes?
The cost of tomatoes, the cost of production is high. That's why you see the way I'm reasoning that I'm not doing staking over here.
Yes.
Yeah, the cost of production is too. Actually, you cannot compare the cost of production tomato with onions. Yeah, if you spend 250 in an acre of onion, there's a very high possibility to spend 500,000 for tomatoes.
Acre of tomatoes.
Yes.
Without the constant cost, which
Yes.
is the drip.
Yes.
Just
So
the
it's
seedlings and the inputs.
the seedlings, the input, these posts, the strings, the labor. It's quite something. I mean, the good thing with that is that, I mean, with tomatoes you cannot lack. You have to, at some, on weekly basis you have some money.
Yes.
But also the math of, the taking care of it, you have to really understand, how you can lower down the cost of production.
Yes.
So for capsicum, it's a little bit cheaper. Because you don't do staking. You know, you just do your fertilizers and you feed them, you spray them, you're good. The problem with it is that the market is not as big as tomatoes.
Yes.
Yes.
So the bigger you're growing, Tony, it also means the in terms of management, it becomes even a heavier burden. And I think that is also something that you should touch on. So that as you're growing bigger and bigger, the last time I was here, you were on about 8 acres. Now you are even more. I'm wondering now, when you're trying to bring in people, what kind of skill set are you looking for?
I mean, right now, of course, I have somebody that in terms of when I need a professional guidance, you've got to have somebody. I have somebody that I go to if I have a problem at the farm.
Yes.
But at the farm, you need somebody who is dedicated.
Yes.
Somebody who want to. I mean, even somebody who love farming.
Yes.
Yeah, because actually farming is more of a passion than anything else. Yeah, so that's what I look into, and of course it takes time. You know, like the group that you've seen up there, it took time to get them. You know, ni watu wanakuja kwa shamba, you learn them each and every day.
Yes.
You see who can, who can talk to other people, who can talk to them, who can tell them what to do.
Yes.
Yeah, who can, supervise them, who works, diligently. You have to be there.
Yes.
To learn that. So over time, I have some people that do each and every. I have people who do the pruning of tomatoes specifically.
Yes.
I have people that do the transplanting. I have people that if I need, the weeding, I'll call them. I'll call a person, bring this number of people at the farm.
Yes.
We want to do the weeding. And so it takes time for you to get to learn people and to see who can work for you and who cannot work for you.
Can I farm remotely? The telephone, especially on hard cutter.
If you're doing commercial farming and you expect to make money, then I wouldn't advise.
Yes.
Yes. If you're doing a half an acre, then it's okay. Or a quarter. But then, because at the end of the day, let's say you're investing 500,000. I want to give a scenario. Yeah, your salary is about 50,000. And I do 50,000 Kenyan shillings, and then you want to have 500,000 you want to put into farming, right? And with an expectation that at the end of the 4 months, I can get about 1.5 million. Let's say that is a possibility. So if you get 1.5 million, you take out the cost of production, that's 500,000, you're left with 1 million. So if you are to divide that, you say 4 months, depending on how long the project is going to take, your 1 million divided by 4, that's about 250,000. So which one requires more attention? Your work or your side hustle, as you call it?
Yes.
So I'm not saying that you quit your job, but you have to learn how to prioritize what you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah. If you decide to get into farming in such a manner, then you need to have, if you cannot be there fully, you need to have the right people. You need to have the people that can make you that money.
Yes.
Yeah, but also I will say that, you are the only person who can make that money, for yourself.
Yes.
So it's good. It's, it's good to prioritize your thing. The remote farming, if you want to do half an acre or a quarter an acre, then it's okay. But you want to do 2 acres from afar, I tell you, there is a very high probability you won't even be able to recover what you've invested.
Fantastic. Yes. Tony, I think that's a nice point to end the video. And I hope to catch you soon on the next one.
Yes.
I think it's bye-bye for now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
And maybe I should remind them to subscribe.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you subscribe and you share and you like, and yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.